Have you been on the grind to get the CR-56 AMAX or the Grau but find yourself wondering if it's even worth the trouble? Well, today I want to discuss with you the best alternatives for the AMAX and the Grau that are just as good and maybe even a little bit easier to handle. So let's dive straight into this. Not long ago I made a video about how to unlock the AMAX fast, and weirdly it's turned out to be one of the most popular videos on my channel, but it became apparent to me that a lot of people were still struggling with the achievement for some of these unlocks and giving up with it, especially for those doing the challenge in Plunder only. And it got me thinking, maybe it's the idea of the weapons people like, and maybe you don't realise that there's weapons already available to you that do the same job, if not a better job than what you're trying to unlock. I mean, all the streamers and YouTubers showing us how great the AMAX and the Grau is, even though they have unbelievable recoil control and probably could shoot the leg off a mosquito, it does make you think you could do it too without much effort. But if you haven't got time for as much playtime or aim training as the pros and you just want to drop into Warzone and smash some skulls, I've got two weapons in mind that I think you're going to find great to use as an AMAX or Grau alternative. So the best weapon as an alternative to the Grau is one that sat on the back burner with me for the longest time, but it's an absolute laser beam. I'm talking of course about the M13, which has very similar stats to the Grau, but it's so easy to control the recoil. Not that the Grau is difficult by any means, but the M13 actually feels like you could run it without any attachments. Obviously though, I don't recommend you do that, even though it would be funny. I mean, it does take 2 more shots to the body with the M13 to kill the player, but the fire rate really makes up for that. You can kill a player with the M13 as fast as you can with the Grau, and with all of the attachments on this gun, it's gonna feel like an absolute laser beam. And as far as the recoil between the two guns go, they're both basically identical, easy recoil patterns that are super easy to control. Controller players, I guarantee you will find the M13 so damn easy to use, it's like the Kilo but betterer. As I said, the M13 and Grau have really similar stats, but what I would say for the Grau is that it does have the better iron sights. But realistically, you're going to put an optic on there, so just give the M13 a try and see how it feels. But first you'll want to know how to set the gun up, and here it is. So moving on to the weapon that I'd choose to compete against the AMAX, it's one that you probably wouldn't expect, and that's the AN-94. Taking a look at the stats for the weapon, they're mainly identical for the most part, except for the fact that the bullet velocity, the fire rate and the mag sizes give the AN-94 a big advantage over the AMAX. If we look at the time to kill as well, the amount of shots it takes to kill a fully armoured player only has 1 bullet difference in all settings between both weapons. Couple that with the fact that the AN-94 has the quick burst of fire at the start of every spray, it makes the difference meaningless. That is, if you're hitting all of your shots and you aren't running around with the aim of a wacky waving inflatable tube man. I've found that I've got too used to how few bullets I have with the AMAX. So when I come to use a weapon that has a 60 round mag, I keep forgetting that I don't need to reload after killing just one player. I can keep shooting and shooting and shooting, so that's a massive advantage for the AN-94. Having many more bullets to fire at your unsuspecting victims without having to reload much. For the recoil control, the 94 has a big diagonal recoil pattern, but it's nothing particularly crazy that even controller players can't handle. Obviously the AMAX is a much easier recoil pattern, but having used this gun a lot lately, you'll soon get used to it. So how would I set up the AN-94 to be as competitive as the AMAX? I mean, you can put on different attachments or drop the optic if that's what you want to do, and that's okay, but I would set it up like this. I want it to be as meta as possible, and as far as secondary weapons go, that kind of depends on your own playstyle. If you're pushing buildings and being as aggressive as possible, you know, the rose skin MAC-10 CDL Sweatfest players, then you'll obviously want the MAC-10 or something similar. If you're a more methodical player and like to ping enemies from a distance, grab yourself a sniper. Either the Kar-98, the SPR or the HDR are all pretty much the go-to at the moment, so that will be you all sorted to compete with the AMAX level. I think by now we all realise that all of the Cold War assault rifles are pretty poor for recoil at longer ranges, apart from maybe the AUG or the M16. Warzone, in my opinion, was much better before the integration with all of the broken and amazingly pants assault rifles, but I do think we have some variety at the moment. Although at the end of Season 6, Warzone did feel like a well-oiled machine, with a lot of variety in weapon choices, but now we're limited to 1 or 2 loadouts if we want any chance of winning a match. But with these weapon choices I've talked about today, I do think they're massive underdogs in the Warzone-iverse. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But now it's time to do the prize draw for the competition in my last video, so here we go. Alright then, here we go. Thank you to everybody that took part in the competition and liked and subscribed on the video. As I said in my last one, there's going to be 2 names pulled out of this who are going to be winners. So I've got a full list here of everybody that took part in the competition, and I'm just going to paste every one of you into the random wheeled name picker thingy-mabob. Click to spin. So I'll click to spin, and here we go. Let's find out who won. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And it's... Way! Slay Prince. Well done. I'll remove you from the list. You are winner number 1. And I'll spin it again for winner number 2. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Is it going to be Buddha? Buddha! Buddha's won my competition. Well done. I'll put a comment on each of your comments telling you how you can claim your prize. I think I'm going to have to add you into Warzone as a friend, but I'll be in touch very shortly. Congratulations both of you. But that's not all. So for everybody that didn't win, sorry, but all is not lost, because as soon as I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, I'm going to be running another competition. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that one. Hopefully it'll be very soon. So my name's Frankie, and if you like this video and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo!